Relax and let your breath remind you of something you often forget. Nothing in this universe is chasing you, and nothing that belongs to you can ever be lost. The moment you soften your grip on life, life softens its grip on you. The moment you stop trying to force outcomes, outcomes begin to move in your favor. You are not here to struggle your way into manifestation. You are here to receive what has already been prepared for you in the unseen. Everything you desire is already standing at the door of your imagination, waiting for you to stop resisting long enough to let it in. The tension you feel is never a sign of lack. It is only the mind trying to control what the heart already knows. You were never meant to chase the things you want. You were meant to relax into the knowing that the unseen world is infinitely more powerful than the visible. The moment you relax, your inner world opens. The moment your inner world opens, the outer world begins to reshape itself around your assumptions. Close your eyes, breathe gently, and allow the world behind your eyelids to become more real than the world in front of you. Feel the desire, not as something distant, but as something already here. The desire is not whispering, "Come get me." It is whispering, "Relax. I am already yours." When you relax, you become receptive. You become aligned. You become the version of yourself for whom this desire is natural, effortless, inevitable. Every time you release the tension of doubt, you are sending a message to the universe. I trust, I know, I receive. And the universe responds, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. Relaxation is not laziness, it is spiritual power. It is the quiet recognition that you are not manifesting from emptiness. You are manifesting from fullness, from certainty, from the awareness that the outcome is already guaranteed. Think of the seed in the soil. It does not scream for sunlight. It does not panic its way into growth. It simply allows. It trusts the unseen forces working beneath the surface. It relaxes into the natural flow of its becoming. And you, too, are becoming. You, too, are unfolding. You, too, are moving toward the fulfillment of everything you desire simply by relaxing into the state where receiving is natural. Your mind has been trained to believe that tension equals effort and effort equals results. But in the inner world, the opposite is true. The more you grip, the more everything slips away. The more you soften, the more everything aligns. The more you try to control the how, the slower the manifestation comes. But the moment you surrender, not with fear, but with trust, the path clears. Relaxation is not something you do. It is something you allow. It is a letting go of the frantic need to fix, control, or rush. It is stepping into the quiet power of being rather than doing. When you relax, you rise into the consciousness of the one who already has what they want. And consciousness is creation. Feel now what it feels like to already be living the life you desire. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, let the feeling wash over you gently, like warm light dissolving the shadows of doubt. Every worry you release is a door opening. Every breath you deepen is a path clearing. Every moment you choose calm over chaos, trust over tension, and certainty over fear, you are moving closer, not to your desire, but to the version of yourself who already possesses it. Everything is coming. Everything is aligning. Everything is orchestrating itself in ways far beyond what you can see. Life is not asking you to hustle for your miracle. Life is asking you to relax into your miracle. When you sit in silence and become aware of the stillness within you, you begin to understand your true power. Not the power to force things, but the power to assume the end and rest in its certainty. This is the relaxation that creates worlds, This is the calm that bends reality. This is the inner stillness that makes manifestation inevitable. Relax, because the moment you relax, the universe moves. Relax, because the moment you breathe, your desire breathes with you. Relax, because the moment you let go, what you want can finally find you. You are not walking toward your manifestation. Your manifestation is moving toward you faster than you think, more precisely than you imagine, and more beautifully than you planned. Everything you desire is coming, not because you are fighting for it, but because you are aligning with it. Not because you are earning it, but because you are allowing it. Not because you are striving for it, but because you are relaxing into it. Relax and manifest. Relax and allow. Relax and receive. Everything you desire is already on its way, already taking form, already becoming visible. Let your calm be the invitation. Let your trust be the magnet. Let your relaxation be the key that unlocks the door to the life you have always imagined. Relax, because the moment you sink into the softness of your own being, the noise of the world begins to fade. You stop chasing signs, and signs begin chasing you. You stop searching for proof, and proof begins appearing in the most unexpected ways. You stop trying to fix your reality, because something in you finally understands that the reality you see is only the shadow of the reality you hold within. And when you relax into your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to mirror your state. Every desire in your heart is a whisper from a higher version of yourself calling you into alignment. It is not a chase, it is a remembering. It is not a pursuit, it is a return. The moment you relax, you return to the version of you that already holds the outcome. You step into the feeling of completion. You embrace the sensation of fulfillment. You no longer reach outward. You sink inward, and the inward world shapes the outward. When you relax, time bends. What once seemed distant becomes near. What once felt impossible becomes natural. Your desire begins to feel less like something you want and more like something you simply allow. That shift, subtle, silent, soft, activates the very force that bridges imagination and reality. The universe does not respond to force, it responds to certainty. The moment you relax into certainty, creation begins to rearrange itself in your favor. Sometimes the mind wants to analyze every step, every detail, every possibility. But the mind cannot create what only the imagination can access. The mind works with the known, imagination works with the unseen. And when you relax, you shift from the mind into the realm of imagination. You begin to feel the truth beyond appearances. You stop fighting against what is and start feeling into what can be. In that state, doors that were closed begin to open. Paths that seemed blocked become illuminated. Opportunities that felt out of reach begin to flow toward you with ease. Relaxation is an act of surrender, not defeat. It is the moment you stop arguing with your own blessings. It is the moment you stop questioning the timing and start trusting the process. It is the moment you stop worrying about how long it will take and start feeling the desire as present, as real, as inevitable. The relaxed mind becomes receptive. The receptive mind becomes creative. The creative mind becomes magnetic. Everything you desire is already encoded in your consciousness. It is not outside of you, waiting for you to find it. It is within you, waiting for you to allow it. And the more you relax, the more this truth becomes clear. The more this truth becomes clear, the easier manifestation becomes. You are not creating something new. You are aligning with what already exists in the unseen. You are shifting into the version of yourself for whom your desire is ordinary, effortless, and natural. The universe is always responding to your internal climate. When your inner state is tense, the universe mirrors resistance. When your inner state is calm, the universe mirrors alignment. When you are anxious, outcomes feel delayed. When you are relaxed, outcomes feel inevitable. Relaxation is the signal that you trust your power. Relaxation is the signal that you know your desire is yours. Relaxation is the signal that you expect good things to happen. Feel the softness of your breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind settle. Because in this very stillness, you are reshaping your reality. Every moment of calm rewires the unseen. Every moment of ease strengthens your assumption. Every moment of trust amplifies the energy of manifestation. You may not see the changes immediately, but they begin the moment you relax. Invisible threads begin weaving possibilities. Situations begin to shift. People begin to feel drawn to you without knowing why. Ideas begin to emerge that guide you to the next step naturally and effortlessly. You do not need to know how. You only need to relax into the knowing that it is done. When you relax deeply enough, the desire no longer feels like something you're trying to create. It feels like something you're remembering, like something that was always meant for you, like something your soul recognized long before your mind could comprehend it. That recognition is the key. When the desire feels familiar, when it feels natural, when it feels like home, manifestation becomes effortless. Think of a moment in your life when you allowed something good without trying to force it. A moment when you relaxed, let go, and suddenly everything fell into place. That power is still within you. It never left. You simply forgot how effortlessly life can align when you stop trying to overpower the flow. Relaxation is the art of stepping aside and letting the deeper, wiser part of you take over. It is the moment you stop fighting with the outer world and start trusting the inner world. It is the moment you realize that nothing is missing, nothing is delayed, and nothing is denied. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The desire would not be in your heart if the fulfillment were not already prepared. Your only task is to feel the end as if it is now, to relax into the feeling of completion, to rest in the state where desire and fulfillment are one. And the moment you do, life begins to shift around you in quiet, graceful, almost miraculous ways. You are not manifesting by doing. You are manifesting by being. And being is effortless when you relax. Let the feeling of already done settle into your body. Let it become the quiet pulse beneath your thoughts. Let it meet you in the stillness of every breath. The moment you embody the end, you no longer wait for manifestation. You live from it. You no longer question timing. You trust it. You no longer doubt the process. You become the process. Relaxation is not something you practice once. It is a way of living. It is the awareness that the unseen world is always moving in your favor. It is the understanding that what you desire is seeking you with the same intensity that you are seeking it. It is the recognition that the more you relax, the clearer the path becomes. And when the path becomes clear, the manifestation becomes certain. You are not alone in your creation. You are not unsupported. Every force in the universe bends toward the one who trusts their inner vision. Every pathway aligns for the one who walks with calm conviction. Every desire materializes for the one who relaxes into the feeling of already having it. Let this truth sink into your heart. Everything you desire is coming, not because you are worthy of it, though you are. Not because you have earned it, though your growth reflects your readiness. And not because the universe finally decided you deserve it. It is coming because it is already yours. You do not manifest by convincing the universe. You manifest by convincing yourself. And the easiest way to convince yourself is to relax into the state of the wish fulfilled, to feel the desire as already present, to breathe as the version of you who already has the life you want, to live inwardly from the end so convincingly that the outer world has no choice but to align. Relaxation is the evidence of belief. If you truly believe it is done, you relax. If you truly believe it is coming, you stop chasing. If you truly believe it is yours, you rest in the knowing that nothing can interfere with what is meant for you. Even now, the unseen is shifting in your favor. Even now, your desire is gaining momentum behind the veil of physical reality. Even now, circumstances are rearranging themselves to bring you what you have already accepted in imagination. Every breath you take in relaxation speeds the process. Every moment of ease strengthens the assumption. Every heartbeat echoes the truth that your manifestation is inevitable. Relax and let the feeling of fulfillment rise in your chest. Relax and let the vision settle into your mind with clarity. Relax and let the certainty wash over you like warm sunlight. Relax and let everything you desire flow toward you with grace. Because when you relax, you become a magnet for the extraordinary. When you relax, you step into the dimension where your desire is already complete. When you relax, you dissolve the barriers between intention and creation. Relax and let everything you desire come to you. Relax and let the unseen deliver what is already yours. Relax and become the version of yourself who manifests not through struggle but through certainty. Everything you desire is coming. It is coming because it already exists. It is coming because you have aligned with it. It is coming because you have relaxed enough to receive it. Relax, because every time you try to rush your manifestation, you are only telling the universe that you don't yet believe in its certainty. But every time you slow down, every time you breathe deeply, every time you let the tension fall away from your body, you whisper to the universe, "I know it's done." And the universe responds to that certainty with precision. Manifestation listens to the language of your inner being, and the most powerful phrase you can ever speak inwardly is the quiet calm of trust. Soften your thoughts. Soften your body. Soften the inner pressure that tells you you must have everything figured out. You do not need to know the path ahead. You only need to embody the destination. When you feel the end as real, the path arranges itself. You may not see how the pieces are coming together, but they are. They always are. Even now, forces you cannot detect are weaving together opportunities, aligning people, and opening doors you once assumed were closed. Relaxing is not stepping back from creation. It is stepping into the most powerful part of creation. Because all true creation happens in stillness. All true shifts begin in silence. All true alignment is born from the quiet awareness that the unseen world is doing the heavy lifting. The moment you relax, you step out of the limited self and into the infinite self. You stop trying to make things happen and start allowing things to unfold. Your desire is not fragile. It does not depend on perfect action or perfect timing. It depends on your inner state. And when your inner state is calm, steady, and trusting, manifestation becomes inevitable. You become a vibrational match without forcing it. You become aligned without trying to become aligned. The natural state of your being is abundance. Relaxation simply removes the interference. Every desire you have ever held is already completed in imagination. The spiritual version of your fulfillment exists the moment the desire is born. You do not need to struggle to create it. You only need to relax into the version of yourself who already has it. The more natural the state feels within you, the faster the outer world conforms. Relax your fears. They are only echoes of old assumptions. Relax your doubts. They are habits of thinking, not truths. Relax your impatience. It arises only when you forget that the outcome is already guaranteed. When you feel impatience, breathe deeply and return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Impatience signals that you have temporarily stepped out of the state. Relaxation brings you back in. The version of you who has your desire is calm. They are certain. They are not questioning the process. They are living in the end effortlessly. When you relax, you merge with this version. When you relax, their thoughts become your thoughts. Their energy becomes your energy. When you relax, you shift timelines. Reality bends to your internal state. Feel now how it feels to be the version of you who has everything they once wished for. Feel how your shoulders rest differently. Feel how your breathing slows. Feel how your heart softens. Success has a calmness to it. Fulfillment has a softness to it. Manifestation has a quiet confidence. It does not scream. It does not panic. It does not beg. It simply is. Relax into that sense of easiness. Let the feeling of completion settle into you like a warm, familiar presence. Allow it to become your default state, the state you return to again and again. Because the more familiar the feeling becomes, the faster the physical world rearranges itself to match it. When you relax deeply enough, you no longer feel the desire as something outside of you. You feel it as an extension of your being. You stop imagining it as a goal and start feeling it as a memory. And memories do not require effort to manifest. They simply exist. This is the shift that brings physical results. When the desire becomes a memory in your inner world, the outer world catches up. Everything you want is not coming through effort. It is coming through identity. It is coming through the version of you that holds it naturally. And the easiest way to step into that identity is through relaxation. Because in relaxation, all resistance fades, all old beliefs loosen, all fears dissolve, all doubts lose their power. In that openness, the new identity rises effortlessly. Let each breath remind you that you are stepping into alignment. Let each exhale clear the space within you. Let each moment of stillness anchor the state of fulfillment deeper. You are not trying to build your manifestation. You are embodying what already exists. You are not climbing toward your desire. You are walking within it. Relax and let the images of your fulfilled desire float into your mind without effort. Let them come softly. Let them feel real. Not because you're trying to force belief, but because belief arises naturally when the mind is quiet. Let your imagination paint the scene. Let your inner world show you the end as if you have already lived it. The more familiar the scene becomes, the more natural it feels. The more natural it feels, the faster the world conforms. You do not need to visualize perfectly. You do not need to feel intense emotions. You only need to relax into the feeling of naturalness. Naturalness is the true indicator of alignment. When your desired state feels normal, reality shifts. Relax even when nothing seems to be moving, because what you cannot see is far greater than what you can. The roots of manifestation grow beneath the surface, and the most powerful transformations happen in silence long before they become visible. Do not confuse the unseen with the non-existent. You do not plant a seed and dig it up every hour to check its progress. You trust that the growth is happening beneath the soil. That trust is relaxation. Relax because what you desire is already traveling toward you. It is already magnetized to your inner assumption. Every moment you spend in calm expectancy strengthens that magnetism. Every moment you let go of fear strengthens the clarity of your signal. Every moment you choose ease over tension accelerates the unfolding. Even now, you are closer than you think. Even now, you are aligning with the version of yourself who walks effortlessly into their desires. Even now, your inner state is sending signals that shape the outer reality. And the more you relax, the more powerful those signals become. The universe does not respond to panic. It does not respond to doubt. It does not respond to fear. It responds to conviction. And relaxation is the purest form of conviction. When you relax, you are saying to the world, I trust what I have created in imagination. I trust the path. I trust the timing. I trust the outcome. I trust is the energy that collapses timelines. Trust is the energy that speeds manifestation. Trust is the energy that makes impossible things ordinary. Relax as if the desire is already yours. Move through your day with the quiet joy of someone who knows their blessing is inevitable. Let your inner dialogue soften. Let your thoughts become gentle. Speak to yourself from the end. Carry the energy of fulfillment with you in every breath. There is nothing to chase. There is only something to allow. And you allow by relaxing. Feel yourself letting go even more deeply now. Feel the tension melting from areas you didn't even realize were tight. Let your mind become spacious. Let your heart become open. Let your energy expand. This is the state where the impossible becomes possible. This is the state where the unseen becomes seen. This is the state where manifestation flows to you with ease. You do not need to push. You do not need to force. You do not need to grasp. Everything you desire is rooted in the unseen, and the unseen responds to your state, not your effort. Relaxation brings you into the state where receiving is effortless. It brings you into the frequency of fulfillment. It brings you into harmony with your desire. Even if your outer world looks unchanged, your inner world is shifting profoundly. You are stepping into the state that makes the physical world rearrange itself. You are stepping into the truth that your imagination is the blueprint of your reality. You are stepping into the knowing that every desire already has its own path, its own timeline, its own inevitable unfolding. Relax and let that path reveal itself. Relax and let the timeline align. Relax and let the unfolding happen without your interference. Your job is not to push. Your job is to be the one who already has. To think from the desire, not toward it. And the more you relax, the easier it becomes to think from the end. The end feels comfortable. It feels familiar. It feels natural. It feels like home. Your desire is not a distant dream. It is a state of being. And you are entering that state now, gently, effortlessly, through the power of relaxation. Everything you desire is coming. It is coming through alignment. It is coming through certainty. It is coming through the inner stillness you allow. Relax and let the universe finish what you have already begun in imagination. Relax and let the outcome flow to you with grace. Relax and watch everything shift in ways you could never have planned, but always intuitively expected. So now breathe once more gently, deeply, with the knowing that you are already standing on the threshold of everything you once believed was far away. Let this truth settle into the deepest part of your life is not responding to your effort, but to your state. And the state you choose determines the reality you live. When you relax, you choose the state of fulfillment. When you relax, you choose trust over fear, certainty over doubt, alignment over struggle. And in that state, the whole universe bends to serve your vision. You no longer need to chase what is meant for you. You no longer need to beg for what is already yours. Instead, you rest in the quiet confidence that the moment you assume the end, creation begins to move. The moment you claim it within, life orchestrates the without. You are not waiting for your desire. It is waiting for you to relax into the version of yourself who can receive it. Walk forward now with that unshakable knowing. Live with the calm assurance that everything you want is already on its way. Feel the ease of someone who trusts their inner world more than appearances. Let your heart be steady, your mind be peaceful, your spirit be open. For when you relax, you enter the flow where miracles are not rare, they are natural. And the moment you live from that truth, everything you desire begins to show up with undeniable clarity. Relax and allow your blessings to come. Relax and let your manifestations unfold. Relax and watch the world shift in your favor. The power is within you. The creation is already done. And now, by choosing calm over chaos, trust over tension, and certainty over fear, you step into the life that has always been waiting for you. Everything you desire is coming, and nothing can stop what is already yours.